Hello friends and welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. Today, I will be showing you how to make a love body powder. Unlike a love powder that you would use as a tool in other love spells, this love powder is meant to be worn by you as a way to appear more attractive to others and to attract love into your life. This recipe uses only a handful of ingredients that are pretty easy to find, and you might already have some lying around in your home. If you want to learn how to make this powder, keep on watching. The base ingredient for this body powder is bentonite clay. You can also use any other kind of cosmetic clay and add cornstarch, baking soda, or arrowroot powder to it for its deodorizing properties. To the clay base, we will be adding cinnamon powder. You can also use cinnamon sticks and grind them up yourself, but if you already have cinnamon powder, even better. You will also need hibiscus flowers. I already happen to have it powdered, which was super easy for me, but of course you can grind it up in your coffee grinder or your mortar and pestle. You will also need lavender or lavender powder, as I already have some, but of course, like I mentioned, you can grind up your own lavender. Next, you will need passion flower, and I haven't seen any passion flower powder available online, so if you can get it in the whole dried form, you can grind that yourself. And of course, no love powder would be complete without some rose petals, and any color will do, but I would try and focus on a red or a pink rose petal. This recipe is super simple. You just want to add in about 1 to 2 cups of clay. Of course, if you have a smaller quantity of clay and you don't have this big jumbo tub that I have, and you just wanted a small quantity of powder, I would just use 1/4 of a cup, half of a cup. It depends how often you're going to be using this. If this is going to be a daily wear for you, then I would make a larger batch, maybe 1 cup. And then you're going to add in your cinnamon powder, focusing on your intention of bringing all that beautiful love into your life. And if you're grinding this up yourself in the stick form with your mortar and pestle, just really be focusing in on your intentions. And then add in some of your lavender powder. I don't measure. If you've noticed in any of my videos, I don't really ever measure, but I would say I used about 1 tablespoon of cinnamon powder, 2 tablespoons of lavender, and about 1 tablespoon of this beautiful red hibiscus powder. When I'm grinding up my herbs, I typically use my mortar and pestle just because I like to do everything by hand. I feel like it really adds my energy into everything. But I wanted to test out this old coffee grinder I had just to see how it would blend up the herbs, and this made quite a quick work of the grinding I would usually do in my mortar, so I think I'm going to be using this a little bit more often. And here you see it ground up the passion flower super fine. You're going to want to get it as fine as possible. Since this is going on your body, you don't want any larger chunks sticking to you. Unless your herbs are super powdery dry, it might be harder to achieve that by hand. So I definitely recommend using this coffee grinder. I always see people grinding up their rose petals in their mortar, and I don't know if it's just me or if you guys comment down below, but rose petals never really seem to break down for me in a mortar. I don't know if there's just too much moisture in them or what, but they're never dry enough to really crumble, so I was really impressed with this coffee grinder. While you're making this love body powder, of course you can light pink candles on your altar or burn some rose incense or any love herbs in the background while you're doing this, whatever sets the mood for you and helps you really focus in on what you're trying to achieve with this body powder. Did you see how easy that recipe was? It was so simple, but I just had to share this with you guys. And there's kind of a funny backstory to it. I was actually asking a family friend who is also a witch about what I should do when I felt like I had some negative energy attached to me after visiting a certain place. And for some reason, she just told me to make a cinnamon body powder and dust it on my lower area. And I started laughing because I think she just wanted to give me some love advice. So she's the one that gave me the idea for this recipe. It was kind of a funny start to this, but I thought you guys might enjoy it. And the original recipe was just some talcum powder and some cinnamon powder, but I know talcum powder has a lot of sketchy, possibly toxic properties, so it's better to just do this natural powder. And I'm using this little incense match. Have you guys seen these? My best friend gave these to me as part of a Christmas gift last year, and I thought I would try it out instead of using an herbal incense to cleanse the bottle. So I'm using this little spice jar that I got at the Container Store, I think, but I'm sure you could find these anywhere at the dollar store or a thrift store. You don't even need to use it. I just thought it would be an easy way to get the powder to shake out of the jar, but of course if you have a body powder already, You can just empty out whatever is left in there or use an empty jar and fill it up. This body powder is sort of a variation on a love perfume or a love oil that you might anoint your body with. This is just an alternative way to apply a love potion to your body, but if you wanted to make a perfume or an oil, I also have those videos that I'll link in the description or up above somewhere. And if you wanted to add a few rose quartz into the powder, that would increase the love vibrations and also help break apart the powder if it's been sitting around too long, so it provides double use. To use this, I would apply directly after a shower, and you can use it all over your body or just specific locations. You can dab it on like a perfume or dust your inner thighs with it, or your arms over your heart chakra, whatever feels right to you. Let me know what you thought of this video down below. If you have any comments or questions or suggestions on future videos you'd like to see, let me know. And if you haven't yet subscribed, do so below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in next week's video.